Hi! So, here we are, back with I said I was going to play the Fantasy and Variations from Jean-Baptiste Arban. I'm going to start right away with that, using my principles of crescendo and diminuendo, which you must apply if you want to be secure when you're playing. So, really, the beginning, the first cadenza here, is just embellishments on a simple scale. I told you in the previous YouTube that these are original cadenzas from Jean-Baptiste Arban that I found and used. Well, where did I find them? I found them in his famous book, and it's right here. You can see his developmental technical studies here. He's got all kinds of things that you can go through in different keys, developmental slurring, but here, right here, you will find his cadenzas, a whole page of cadenzas. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to play an original Jean-Baptiste Arban piece, I'm going to use his original cadenzas. They all happen to be exactly the same key as his Carnival of Venice. So I decided I'm going to take one from here and one from here and use a little part of this and a little part of that and see how I can put it together in a musical way. And here's the beginning that I just played that you can buy from Music -1 in New York with an accompaniment. But you can see right here, that's exactly what I played. And here it is again. Okay, I'm getting the water in the horn. These cadenzas are very, very simple but expressive and work exactly perfectly for this Fantasy and Variations of the Carnival of Venice. Going on. Sorry. Still in the introduction. Of course, it's 3 or 4 of these cadenzas from Jean-Baptiste Arban strung together, directly out of his book. I mean, you could put something together yourself. Why not? It's all there. All of these are in F major, all the way to here. Then he has some in G major, G minor, one here again in F major, then some in E flat major, and G major. Again, this is C major, excuse me, C major and G major. So you could use them for different cadenzas in his several pieces at the back of his book. He has wonderful, and this is where it originally comes from, by the way, all of this directly out of his method book. Caprice and Variations. And here is his fantasy on a German theme from Carl Maria von Weber, Freischütz. And I think his last one is number 11. Yes. The Carnival of Venice. And there it is again. So the development of technique on the cornet through Jean-Baptiste Arban and the invention of the valve, by the way, really allowed a great deal of virtuosity for the cornet and for the trumpet that had never existed before. I should just play the last little ditty just for you because I'm a little tired now. I think I need to take a break, Mike. But this is the most famous part of the variation number 4, where the low notes are the important thing. Now, basically, it's just the opposite, playing the low notes louder and the higher notes at the same dynamic. But still, one way or the other, it's important for you always to remember that you must make a crescendo when you go up and a diminuendo when you go down. This allows you to make maximal, to have maximal support of the embouchure when you play, and maximal expression of the music inside of the phrase. Of course, there are exceptions to this. You might want to make a fade out in the high register, but this is extremely difficult for the embouchure and very tiring and can cause you the notes to break up. In the debutante, there's a very nice little melody where Clark really suggests that one can do that. Sorry. These things collect water. See, and as soon as you use less air or close the throat or make the sound softer, then you take the risk of the note breaking up. So basically, one has to try to make a crescendo, but just make less crescendo. I'll try it once more. This cup is very deep for that, but. Well, the mouthpiece is too flat for a high F. See, many people want to play too high on the cornet when it's not made for it. For me to play that high F in tune, I have to take a little trumpet mouthpiece. Let me see if I can find one that would be representative of that. Here's a little trumpet mouthpiece, usually used for a piccolo trumpet. Fits in the shank, in the lead pipe, but you can see there's quite a difference in the cup. Cup is flatter, so the high notes are easy to play. It's just that the tone suffers because of it, especially in the lower register. So it's not a question of strength, it's a question of the apparatus or the mouthpiece that one is using to produce this. Even a flatter cup might even be better for a high F, but I prefer to not try to play that phrase. It's optional anyway here from Mr. Clark. As you see, he's got very small notes here. He would probably play it this way himself. Which is, I think, a lot more poetic. But generally, the idea of making a crescendo and diminuendo going up, whether in playing Arban, fantasy and variations from Jean-Baptiste Arban, Carnival of Venice, or the Debutante, or what I played before was the Stars in a Velvety Sky from Clark. It's always the same technique. Crescendo and diminuendo, and concentrating on tonal quality. Now, I've recorded most of this material anyway, so that if you're interested, I can send you a CD, free. No cost, no obligation, just for you as a gift. Because I think CDs are going out of style anyway. I mean, when I first started recording digital, they were the newest thing. They were the cat's meow. With RCA and Gary Bertini, we did some of the very first digital recordings, Fifth Symphony of Tchaikovsky, with the Bamberg Symphony Orchestra, Gary Bertini conducting RCA. I think it's still available. And then later other recordings also with German brass, where we did for Sony on the Amy Electrola recordings in the early 80s. But I think CDs have gone out of style. I think everything's MP3 and you can download everything anyway, so I don't know. But if you still have a CD player and would like one, I'm sure I have a few, well, probably right out of the box right here, that I could send you. Yes, there we are. And what's on the CD? Gershwin Rhapsody in Blue, Harry James, Blues and Cantabile, St. James Infirmary. The Oscar Burma Russian Dance with the Russian Brass Quintet. Victor Ewald, the first recordings with the German brass, where we played Victor Ewald. Jean-Baptiste Arban, Carnival of Venice, there it is. A portion of it at least, from Tessarini, Concerto in D minor and D major, first movement, with guitar. Corelli with natural trumpet. It's a mixture of many different things. Hummel, Concerto, third movement. So one of these, and there's some others with other CDs if you're interested. Spanish Blue with guitar, some jazz, whatever. So what I'm interested in is actually passing on a little bit of my experience and acquired musical accomplishment to the next generation. I've been teaching now here in Germany for 43 years and playing here, and this is my 65th year of life, and I will be retiring this year. So probably going back to Canada, that's my plan, and at that point I will probably end my teaching, at least in Europe. So if you're interested in a remembrance kind of CD of my contribution to European culture, then go ahead and write. I'll send it off to you. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.